Thank you, Catherine Clark. Always a pleasure being introduced by you. Just to provide a little bit of context, I had our partner BMO come to me some time ago and say, we really love the forum, impactful discussions, global business leaders, it's dynamic, but we have a challenge for you. And that challenge is we want to hear from not just today's global leaders, but tomorrow's global leaders. And I'm thinking, okay, now what am I going to do? So I go to my friends at the Ted Rogers School of Management, TMU, and I say, I've been thrown this challenge. What do you think we should do? And so I talked to the dean, I talked to Sana, I talked to a number of people there, and they were the ones that came up with this idea of having a global case competition. BMO, the Ted Rogers School of Management, has been working with us, I'd say for the last 18 months, every 2 weeks to develop this. It's a really exciting platform and one that we intend on keeping on using in future years at the TGF. So in that respect, now it's my pleasure to first of all invite Dr. Mark Lee, Professor and Associate Dean of Engagement and Inclusion at the Ted Rogers School of Management at TMU, to come forward with some remarks.
Thank you, Joe. At Ted Rogers School of Management, we are the biggest business school in Canada. And here, we are committed to building the future leaders of tomorrow. And I think this topic of the case competition and future of transportation is critical because it really shows that this is a collaborative effort. You see that it's not just an academic institution running a case competition, but it's a partnership between the BMO Financial Group. We have the Toronto Global Forum. We're grateful to the partners of the President of Canada, Samir Dosal, the President of Canada Pakistan Business Council, who made it possible to make this global. One of the interesting things about this case competition is that we had submissions from 4 continents spanning 6 countries, and these student groups have all shown that there are different solutions beyond the borders of just Canada, beyond the borders of Toronto that we have here today. So we're very grateful to all of the partners. We're excited to announce the winners later today, and we're very thankful, and like to kind of pass it back to Joe for the next group.
Great. So we actually have the finalists online with us now. Finalists, you should know that the president of GM Canada is in the room to listen to these results. So lots of very important people. I'd like to now introduce Veta Kurzman, the marketing manager, B2B Thought Leadership Content at BMO Financial Group.
Thank you, Joe. On behalf of BMO, congratulations to all the teams who've presented at the first ever TGF case competition. My name is Veta Kurzman, and I'm both a Ted Rogers School of Management alumni and a marketer at BMO. As a leading Canadian bank in sustainability, we have made strong commitments to being a participant in the efforts to mitigate climate change with our own net zero commitment to reduce our carbon footprint. Promoting young leadership is important for the broader push to a sustainable world. We are super excited to support the next generation of leaders here at the TGF case competition, focusing on the future of transportation and the implications of sustainable investing. To the students who participated, it's an exciting time to be in your shoes, helping to drive change and shape what the world is going to be like in the next 20 years. You've all done an amazing job coming up with innovative solutions that addresses some of the ESG considerations for EV battery mining. A special thank you to all the industry judges who participated. This was a global competition, and we can see that with our top 4 finalist teams. We have Team LCG from Lahore, University of Management Sciences in Pakistan, the Uishans from the University of Engineering and Technology, also in Lahore, Pakistan, the Concordians from Concordia in Montreal, Canada, and Team Green Lift from Texas Tech University in Costa Rica and New York City College of Technology in the USA. With that, I'm going to pass it back to Catherine to announce the winning team. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you also for the innovative partnership. And this is an exciting moment for all of the teams. I am proud to announce that Team LCG is the winner of this year's inaugural case competition from Lahore University of Management Sciences. Congratulations to them. What an incredibly exciting achievement. I do want to note two things. First of all, that Joe will be conducting an interview with them at 11:50 this morning, so none of us will want to miss that. And the second is that I know that all of the teams are on the line, and I just want to say that they all gave exceptional submissions, and they have done a stellar job of representing both their academic institutions and also of ensuring that they give all of us a little bit of hope too for the kind of future that we are going to inherit. So I hope you'll join me in simply giving a round of applause, not just to the winner, but to all of those who submitted the four nominations.
This is going to be one of the most exciting moments at the Toronto Global Forum. It's when tomorrow's leaders are going to be speaking to you, today's leaders, about their big ideas. And this case competition, which has been run around the world, we have participated in, but I would like to have my colleagues come up from Ted Rogers School of Management and BMO. We have live from Pakistan, Lahore, Pakistan, the winning team. Congratulations, guys. So we're going to have a quick conversation with you, but I will say too that one of the things that BMO is setting up is you're going to have like a half-hour private kind of discussion later on with a BMO executive, and that sort of will maybe give you some ideas about where you go from here. So that's going to be fun for you. I would like to ask you, though, about how and why you came up with your idea for the submission, the winning submission. So we seem to be having some technical difficulty.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can hear you now. Thank you.
All right, cool. Yeah. So basically, we wanted to look at cutting edge technologies, right? Cutting edge technologies that are used in contemporary times. And in our research, we came across DLE or direct lithium extraction. But we also wanted to emphasize on commercial viability, because what's the point of a technology if it can't actually be implemented? So which is why we decided upon adsorption-based DLE specifically. Now, we also wanted to emphasize on the ESG practices and the ESG considerations, which is how we ended up with using geothermal power to offset the carbon footprint, which was a key issue for DLE. And secondly, we really tried to use blockchain, again, a very cutting edge contemporary technology, to cater to the social and governance aspects. So yeah, this is how we came up with this collective solution, and we really tried to make it a holistic solution that can actually be implemented.
Excellent. Was there something in Pakistan or elsewhere that kind of was the inspiration behind what you did?
Yeah, so on the geothermal front, there are some, for example, startups which have started already using existing geothermal power plants to kind of extract lithium. And as for the blockchain technology, we actually talked about this in our presentation, that we have a case study of Volvo already implementing something similar. So we definitely had inspirations for our project.
Great. And now a question to all of you. Once you have finished your studies, do you plan on working in this field of green energy, of mining extraction, sustainable practices? Is it something that each of you are looking forward to?
I'm not sure about the rest, but in my case, I do not plan on directly working in the green energy sector, but I see myself supporting this industry through the interests that I have. So I'm very passionate about the finance industry, particularly the private equity space. But at the same time, I believe that sustainability and finance, they go hand in hand. So you can get two birds with one stone. So I hope to analyze the feasibility of sustainable startups and utilize that domain to help create positive sustainable impact on the global economy. But that's just one stream. I think green finance is also something which is booming. It's growing rapidly throughout the world, but it's something that lacks in Pakistan. So I hope to create awareness amongst regarding that aspect, because I think green finance will help boost the transition to zero carbon emissions within industries.
And what about the rest of you?
So I think I'll go next. So as someone who's very interested in the developmental sector, and I've had prior experience on that. I think the clean tech sort of boom in green investing and all that front provides a very new horizons to me. So like I love developmental consulting as a whole, as the entire prospect of it, and working in clean tech on new green solutions like the one we proposed in this competition, provides me with that sort of stream that I can explore in the future. So definitely, I think working on this competition, working on that, the whole solution itself, did open new avenues that I hadn't considered.
I can go next if that's all right.
All right.
So, working in the VC space and also in a couple of EV startups, I understood that that is something we need to normalize, especially in order to make sure that startups are following ESG practices from the very start. So, even the people I've worked with had this, they were at the forefront of dealing with these challenges that were coming up, new ESG ESG factors that they could analyze before investing. So they were focusing more on ESG. Before, like in the future, I want to work with VCs. And so that is something I want to focus on.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I would say, yeah. Lastly, on my end, I would just like to say I want to go to the public policy side. I really feel like it's really important to create that sort of environment for businesses where they realize that these ESG considerations are necessary for any business or startup to operate in a country. So I think that's definitely something I would want to work on.
Oh, that's a great answer. Now, just a question for those students that are going to be following in your footsteps. Would you advise them to similarly do the same kind of focus on their studies on sustainable practices? Would you encourage that?
Yeah, I can take that. So I would say 100%. And I'll back it up with a quote from Albert Einstein. So he says that imagination is everything. And it's the preview of life's coming attractions, right? So no great discovery in any field has been made without exploring the terrestrial plane that we did in the past, the 5 days for the case competition. And that's what you have to do. You research the biggest problems that the industry you're interested in is facing. You then research into the commercially viable alternatives and those that are being tested, and you dive deeper into those, right? No solution can be discarded completely. So I would recommend all of them to keep studying what they're passionate about and keep exploring into the new solutions that they think those industries are facing. And just for work on brainstorm creative solutions that they can integrate into already existing supply chains, because that's what we did, and it seemed to work.
Excellent. So I've got a final question for you, but before I do so, I just want to say that, the discussion among the global leaders that are here in attendance, a lot of it is on sustainable finance, investing in green energy and so on. So your big ideas coming forward, it's an important contribution to the discussion that we're having. So thank you for doing this. Congratulations on your victory. I have indicated to you that you will have your private one-on-one with a BMO executive or two to sort of mentor you through a little bit about what your next steps might be, give you some thoughts on it. But I guess my final question to you is, what else can we do for you in promoting your project?
So I can take that if everyone's fine with it. So I think there are 2 things. So our solution had like 3 main things, right? So geothermal aspect, the daily absorption mining, and blockchain. So I think the 2 most crucial things for that is, so the geothermal is quite self-intuitive that it sort of funds the mine itself, right? So that's something that everyone would use. But daily absorption mining and blockchain is something that isn't commercially widespread, right? And we believe for our solution to be very concrete, we would need the support of the current leaders, investors, through investing in the clean tech space, to understand the massive potential that we've made a case for right now. So basically investing in daily absorption mining and giving the chance to blockchain infrastructure to be adopted on a global scale, that would provide the tangible results we're looking for. So any support on that front would be economic.
We will certainly do what we can. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these bright students that came up with this superb project. So we will say farewell from Toronto, where it's 12 noon. I imagine it's pretty late at night for you folks. So good night, congratulations, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.